Welcome back to the new episode of Talk Show of William English Institute at Slate. Today I am here in Malambe, behind our new kitchen. It was newly opened and newly made it for all of us. It's a lovely kitchen. I invite all of you to come and see the kitchen. And today my guest is Chef Peter CoX. He was a chef for 44 years in Australia. Then he joined William English Institute in 2008 as a culinary trainer for commercial cookery, patisserie and other streams in related of commercial cookery. So we are here to explore about his gastronomy voyage, also his experience between teaching and industry and so on and so forth. Hi Peter, thank you very much for coming.
Hello Kusun, thanks for having me on board. It's
Thank you.
Great to be here.
Let's have a good discussion.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Sri Lanka.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Thank you. So again, I wanted to rephrase my question with regard to Sri Lanka. So you are coming to Sri Lanka from last year onwards. From last year to this year, what is your impression of Sri Lanka?
Well, the last time I was here, the country was recovering from the economic crisis and it seemed to lack a little bit of optimism. But what I've noticed since I've been back, that there's a renewed sense of purpose. And I've noticed walking around the campus that it's much busier than before with a lot of new faces and many more students. So it's great to be back.
Okay, interesting to hear. So in comparison with Australia and Sri Lanka, so I'd like to hear from you, what do you teach in Australia and how do you compare teaching in Australia and Sri Lanka?
Okay, yeah, sure. So I teach across the range of courses that we run in Melbourne, from part-timers to full-time students, vet in school students, etc. The subjects that I teach here are exactly the same as the ones that are delivered in Melbourne.
Do you find it interesting?
I find it very interesting, yes.
Yeah.
The students are great and it's a lot of fun.
So will you name a few subjects?
Yes, so we start with subjects that are called, for example, use basic methods of cookery,
Okay.
use food preparation equipment. We move on to more complicated units like pastries, cakes and yeast goods, prepare seafood.
If I may ask, basic method of cookery, so what's the number? Is it 9 or 11 or?
Now you're checking. So it used to be number 5,
Okay.
but now with the new training package, I think it's become number 25.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that.
Good. So Peter, in terms of student and student life between Australia and Sri Lanka, do you find any similarities or any differences?
I believe personally that the youth of Sri Lanka are very similar to the youth of Australia. They are both IT savvy. They are both interested to learn. They are willing to
Accept challenges.
accept challenges, yes,
Okay.
definitely. I think for Sri Lankan students, that what would be really good is if they would ask more questions and ask them loudly so that the teacher and the rest of the class can hear exactly what they say.
That's quite interesting. So you said they are tech savvy. Why do you say so?
Well, everybody has a mobile phone.
And, yeah.
They're using this medium to source information, to contact each other, to swap ideas and to exchange knowledge. I think it's very important.
Again, if I may ask, do you find any language barrier here in Sri Lanka? Or will they understand what you're talking about? Being an Australian here in Sri Lanka.
I think that sometimes the students here struggle with my Australian accent and it takes them a few days to get used to the way that I speak. On the whole, most of the students have a reasonably good command of English.
Oh, it's good to hear that. So in terms of hospitality strengths in Sri Lanka, in the industry, I would say. So you have 42 years of experience in the industry. So how do you gauge here in Sri Lanka? What do you see?
I personally think that the hospitality industry in Sri Lanka is a little bit undercapitalised and underused. I think there is absolutely enormous potential for
It's quite interesting. Why do you say it's underutilized or undercapitalized? So in terms of investment or or the clientele or anything from tourist point of view?
Oh, okay. No, I think not so much in that respect. I think in actual fact you're not getting as much value out of the natural beauty
Okay.
of the island that
Okay.
you could.
Okay.
So I believe that you have marvelous old buildings, beautiful old hotels, magnificent natural wonders, fantastic beaches, and I think that there's a great deal of potential there that could be.
Where have you been in Sri Lanka? In your
So I've
visits?
been into Kandy, I've been to Sigiriya, I've been to Galle,
Okay.
and of course I've been around Colombo.
Oh,
Yes.
quite interesting.
Yes.
It's very interesting to hear that. Yeah, what you said is very correct because it's bit of undercapitalized and
Yeah,
underutilized.
absolutely. I
There are
believe,
huge potential in hospitality.
yeah, and I believe that William Angus is in a great position to provide competent and well-trained staff to help to boost this industry into the next level.
Next level. Thank you. There is a saying, chef is always a foodie.
Yes.
Chef is always a foodie. So, when you are in Sri Lanka, I know for a fact that Sri Lanka is a marvelous and richness of the gastronomy or food. What is your best dish in Sri Lanka? In Sri Lanka.
Absolutely fascinated by this dish of a sour fish curry called ambal thial.
Fish apple there.
Fish ambal thial, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It sounds amazing and it intrigues me how it preserves the fish for up to a week without any refrigeration.
Did you try to make it?
No, I haven't tried to make it. That's on the list of things to do.
Have you
tomorrow.
seen it? How it's
Yes,
been made?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Quite
It
interesting.
looks most interesting.
Have you tasted it?
I'm working on that as well. That's tomorrow night.
Okay, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that question, we are winding up the talk show with Peter CoX. It was a quite intense and quite interesting talk show after some time that we are meeting you. Peter has a lot more experience in food, also culinary and culinary teaching. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you with another episode.